Hey, how's it going? It is I, the Lord of Glops. The camera looks a little funky. What do we got going on here? Let's see here. It looks like my zoom is out. There we go. Got to get that zoom. Nice. Feels good. Feels real good. All right, let me make sure I'm not blowing out anyone's eardrums. I see my audio going into the red. I'm feeling very animated today. I was not animated yesterday. Not animated at all yesterday. I'm feeling good today. Let's get the word out there that I am live. Oh, you know, it's like I always want to advertise on my Discord that I've gone live, but it's like I hate to say like I shrug at it, but I mean it feels weird. I don't know why it feels weird to me, but since the very like first stream I ever did, that I advertised anyway, I just felt weird about advertising it. It's like, you know, if you know, you know. You know? Like, if you're following, you're probably going to get a notification, and if you're blocking notifications, you probably don't want to be bothered by me. Real is real, right? I haven't done like a good reminder or anything in a long time. Oh, we don't need to be at the game either. We can, oops, try this one. There we go. Yeah, we can just chat and chill a little bit, right? Just hang out for a minute. We're definitely going to be playing soon. I'm trying to remember. Like how I used to promote. Just to kind of give you a hint at how infrequently I promote myself. I kind of forget where I do it at. Probably. Ugh. I mean, I could probably do it on my Facebook. Get some traffic from there every now and then. Just like friends and family who, like, I don't know, forget that I go live. Like I said, I feel like if you've been streaming for around a year, like, the people who know, right? Let's see here. Do the selfie. Big old wide-eyed. Oh, I don't like that at all. Discard. Okay, we'll try it again. There we go. Hashtag basic as fuck. Twitch.com/Lord Glarp. Make it big and scary. Just made like just the most scuffed Facebook story ever. So scuffed. The most scuffed thing I've ever done. I need a haircut. Am I pretty badly desynced? I feel like I am. Also feel like my beard needs a trim. Beard's getting big. Poofy. Kind of weird because it like stays kind of thin right here. Which when you look at me like straight on, maybe it doesn't look too bad. But when I look down, it looks like I have a teeny little chin. Like this is all of the chin I have right here. Ah. Messing with my face too much. Yeah, I'll do a little line of announce. Letting people know that I'm live, that I still exist. Gonna pretty low effort it. There's no like really great ways of self-promoting. Like self-promotion, you know, they say you gotta get like a YouTube channel, and that's like the only place that, you know, you can grow your audience. Is getting, you know, something that's not streaming. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting at, guys. I'm sorry. I can't multitask. Incapable. Alright. Let's get the game back up. I got a feeling that my camera is lagging behind, so you guys have to let me know. Because me just kind of looking over for a second looks kind of irritating. The delay. It looks like the game is not delayed at all, but that my... Oh, excuse me. That maybe my audio's off. Wait, what was that? That's my boy. Ranked rewards. Oh, I think it's an outfit for him. Ugh. Oh, I think that was the voting thing they did. Winter Blast. What's this? December 18th. That's in a couple days. Whoa. That was quick. Alright, let's turn this music down a tad so I can hear myself think. I got the game. Man, I got my volume up so high. There we go. How's everybody doing? Or should I say, how are both of you doing? Every time I see that there's two people watching me on stream, I'm always like, thanks, Mom and Dad. Obtain garlic bread. Bread and garlic. Garlic bread. Got it. Damage wild critters. Play a normal match. Nice. Want to get back to that article I was looking at. Looks like someone didn't lock in. check Twitch drops. God, I hate this character so much. Every time I see this character, I get upset. Like visceral, like something. Who's this? I don't recognize this person. I haven't looked at all the characters yet. Yeah, I don't know. That's the baseball guy. Okay, I guess I do know a couple of them. Eight in the morning on a Thursday. Ain't no better time to play games. Really? Back into matchmaking again, huh? That sucks. I think I changed... Cancel that. I think I changed to EU. Yeah, I did. I was having issues getting into North American games. See if she's going. I kind of wish that it gave you a little bit more info on that screen, like maybe let you know how many people are playing where. I have a feeling this game hasn't really caught on in the US much. I don't even remember how I found out about it. I have no idea how I found out about it. I just, whatever it was that created that initial blah of whatever, I just kind of dove into it and I was like, oh, it's like a MOBA, but it's not, but it is. Yeah, I miss playing Skyrim. I miss Skyrim so bad. The last time I edited a Skyrim game, though, when I was working on my save files and stuff, it was awful. I mean, it was amazing and it was awful. I had like 750 mods running concurrently, and it was stable. And I went in and I did some kind of like weird change because I just wanted. I did some kind of like weird. Sorry, I was watching myself to see if my audio is syncing up. Sorry, I was watching. Yeah, I did some kind of little tweak. It was nothing important. I just wanted to kind of enhance what I was doing a little bit. And I totally messed up all of my mods. I messed up my whole game. And I don't know if there was some kind of chain reaction because I went back and undid what tanked my game, and that was all she wrote. That was it. I was wrecked before I started. Damn shame. Digging this music though. These matchmaking times are like too ridiculous. Probably buried in a sea of like thousands of Korean streamers. Hey, Griggs. Banyan, how's it going? How you doing? What's up? Thinking that this is not going to be a game that I can play in the mornings. Just want to say hi. Well, thank you for popping in and saying hi. All right. Yep. It's looking like today is not going to be the day for this game because I don't want to go through this crap of not being able to. Nice hentai fighter game. Nice. Yeah, I've been running into an issue where I just can't seem to get into games in there in the morning. Like in the evening it's fine, in the afternoon it's okay, but in the mornings it's been garbage. If we had more people in the chat, I would boot up MMORPG Tycoon 2, because I've really been wanting to make an MMORPG with my viewers, but my viewers are not really the 8 a.m. on a Thursday EST crowd. more of an afternoon group, I would say. Hell Let Loose was pretty fun. Monster Rancher, I've been kicking some ass in. Raft, man, I don't know. I want to play something, I just don't know. I don't know what. It's 2 p.m. here, otherwise I wouldn't tune in. Thank you for your support. I got this like desire, this like urge to play like round based stuff like Halo Infinite, Smite, Eternal Return, you know. I just want to play all this stuff. Just got this like this hardcore desire to, oh god. My thingy messed up. Need to edit my info. Change it to Smite. Let's I don't even know, man. I hate titling my streams. I don't know. Like, I'm playing Smite. You want to hang out? Good enough. It's the tags too, you know. I don't want tags on here that are dishonest. Probably PvP should be on there. Done. I play as a cat girl. True story. Alrighty. Why is my game not popping up? It's always something. What's going on here? Oh, I forgot I had it set to specific window. I have to do that every now and then to get her going. Alrighty. What do we got going on? Play as a hunter. Play as a hunter. And the U-Rock thing, I think, has been basically broken. Getting pretty far in this battle pass. Only got, what is that, got 20 more levels. This is crazy. Look at this. I think the original track was 60. We're 41 levels into the Prestige Pass. That's like 100. It's like over 100. Probably should go ahead and kill this music. Oh, wait. That wasn't. There we go. I can barely hear it, so obviously you guys can barely hear it. There. That sound okay? Let's do some arena. That's quick. I can play as anything. Ugh. Do I have drops enabled? I should. I think Smite's almost in like a perpetual state of drops being enabled. Yulefest, Odyssey, words, live streams? Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Oh, what's this? Did I vote for things? Looks all very locked. Do I get viewer points? Probably not. What is this? Ward skin? Why would anyone want that? Why would anyone pay for that? That is silly. Show support for your favorite teams. Part of the proceeds go to the organization. I guess that's good. Probably should have read that first. Who goes there? New like on Facebook. Ken S. Thank you for the like on Facebook. Mucho aprecianto. Por favor. Ah. Buy them. That is not a gray Aphrodite skin. IMO. Oh, I'll fill in anything you need, guys. You go ahead and pick your characters, and I'll trickle in. Anything you want, anything you need. Need a tank? I can do tank. Scotty is a hunter? Yeah. Mage. Hunter. Okay. No worries. Cthulhu, let's see. This is a very squishy team. This is a super squishy team. So we need to make we need to be tanky AF. I'd love to run around as Geb, but he's a little too mobile. Could just do Ymir. He's kind of a safe bet. I've been wanting to level up Terra and try Terra out. Along with Ying Ting, or however you say it. I like Guardians in general. Quite a few of them I'd like to play. Go with something familiar to kind of get the rust off to begin with. Once we scrape the rust off, we'll jump in. Oh, look at that. Oh, sometimes the pictures change. I thought someone else was playing Ymir. We have a Ra, a Nox, Medusa. So we have Mage, Hunter. Is Morgan Le Fay a mage too? I think she is. No way. Did they go triple mage? Yeah, mage. Wow, they went triple mage, assassin, hunter. Huh. That's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. I'm digging the skin here. Look at this guy. Big Mad Max vibes.
You're on fire.
Yeah, a lot of really cool skins.
Can't stand the heat. Nothing.
Dang it. Didn't get the first hit. Let's go. Come on, guys. Don't let the minions through. 30 seconds into the round. Come on. They're going hard already. Yeah.
An enemy has left the game.
First blood.
Yeah?
Here we go.
Battle, my children.
You guys keep poking and I'll, you know. I'll just hang out. Do your thing, guys. They come at you, I'll make them all frosty.
I'm building stacks.
Okay, be careful, careful.
You stop. You are under my
I like playing defensively in a way where, like, I'm not diving in, but I'm just kind of... It's kind of like babysitting, you know? I'm babysitting all the DPS. You fucked up, bro. Ah, I ran out of mana.
has been slain.
Enemy ultimate down.
Well, that was poopy. Big ol' pupes.
It kind of small.
Ugh. Hate it when they do that. Put the words out. Let's kill Thanos. Wee.
Battle, my children.
Damn. Get him. Get him, Vulcan. Ah. That's too bad. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I missed.
Existence is pain and suffering.
Shit. Anyone want to watch a mediocre Smite player?
Plans have yet to be realized.
I've got no abilities.
An enemy has been slain.
They're one down. They're one down. Let's go. The spikes look like something I shouldn't stand in, but it doesn't matter.
Even though we
Frick, man.
be molded,
Yeah, help. I'll give you some help. How about you don't run out in the middle of fucking nowhere by yourself? There's some help for you. Little advice.
while they are frail,
Well, damn.
they throw their bodies onto your sword. An ally has been slain.
Battle might. Oh, my guns have yet to be witnessed.
Discord raccoon finger. That don't sound like a real name to me.
Spirit, want to smash it? One by one, they all shall fall.
Gonna need some chat proof.
Very well done.
Can't stand the heat.
An enemy has been slain. Two lambs brought to slaughter.
Sorry.
Emir no need this, but take it. You have so much potential.
Retreat.
Lust for blood consumes you.
Not a great game. I get real quiet when it's not a good game. Run towards me, not away from me.
You have been slain.
My kingdom for an ounce of backup.
Double kill. Your allies plunge into madness. One by one, they all shall fall. Will throw their bottom drenched in crimson. their bodies onto your sword.
Didn't realize I had so much gold.
Ymir no need this.
But take anyway.
Has been slain.
Damn.
Even the weak can be molded. You stop. While they are frail, you are strong. An enemy has been slain. One by one, they all shall fall.
Enemy ultimate down. This ought to do.
Okay.
Shop is expensive. Want to smash it? Even the weak can be molded.
Rise and caution.
Lambs brought to slaughter. Your allies plunge into madness.
Not for attention. Battle, my children. Embrace the
An ally has been slain. Double kill.
Hey,
They throw their bodies onto you. You have so much.
Jesus Christ. Locking someone down for a half hour. Gross. Disgusting.
Even the weak can be molded.
Why? It's so weird. My allies are just kind of like running out there and dying one at a time. Like, it would stand to reason. We have 2 dead guys right here, so you'd back up, right? Like, they know we're down 2. We know we're down 2. Okay, then we got 1 guy. We wait for him too. Not my team, though. They got places to go and things to do.
While they are frail, you are strong.
Frickin' A.
The lust for blood consumes you. They throw their bodies onto your sword. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Even the weak can be molded.
This is bullshit. What do I want? What do I want? We can upgrade these. We can grab a I don't know, potion of get good. Why? Why do I play these games?
One by one, they all, your allies plunge into relish in their anguish. They all collapse before
Oh my god.
you.
Oh my god. As a guardian, I'm up there in kills. Jesus. How? How am I on par with our DPS? Disgusting. No. No points for any of you. You all sucked. God, look at this crap. My God. Yes. Gotta play the hand you dealt. Such a weird skin. Not a fan. Not a fan. I don't know, guys. I'm just not feeling any games. Like, I know I want to play a game. I just can't put my finger on what I want to play. You know what I'm dying for? I'm dying for like just a good story, like something I can really sink my teeth into. You know, something on par with like Skyrim or um Fallout New Vegas, you know, just something I can something meaty, man. Ah, and I don't know what it is. Just nothing is really doing that for me right now. I can't even think of a single game on the market today that would scratch that itch for me. Kind of thinking I could try out Dragon's Dogma or Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but the problem is like I've already played them. So, you know, I imagine that they would get a little boring a little quickly. Because I just, you know, going back through and replaying something you've already done a few times is not great. Um, yeah, it's I want to sink my teeth into a story so bad. You know me, I like mining, I like crafting, I like survival, open world. I like shit like Monster Hunter World. Um, even like Mountain Blade 2, Bannerlord. Was pretty good. Yeah. I really am looking for something really on that level with Skyrim or New Vegas or you know, even like Fallout 4. Definitely definitely looking for something on that level. And I feel like it's this elusive thing that I will you know, what is that thoughtless whisper, careless whisper? I'm never gonna dance again. That's how I feel. Just feel like I'm just never gonna play a good game again. Which is obviously ridiculous, but I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't got it. I was really surprised by Tainted Grail. Tainted Grail was pretty damn good. I almost, man, I was so close to getting jumping back into Secret World Legends because I've been reading the uh Lovecraft um all of the Lovecraftian books. There's like a collection of it. Um I'm probably like 30 hours into those books. So I've got this kind of Lovecraftian like uh, like like thing, the itch that I'm kind of ready to scratch. The Henry Stickmin collection. That's a good one too. Yeah, I'm just not sure anymore, guys. dumped so much time into Elder Scrolls Online and Final Fantasy 14. I think I just got like the MMO burnt out of me. I have come to the conclusion that big studios don't make great games anymore. They make money. The hopeful side is that people will start looking to indie games for great experiences, game made by people who love games. It's very true. I don't contest that an ounce. It's everything has become such a big cash grab, and you're right, it's all greed based, it's all money based. Decisions within gaming companies are all based on, corporate policies and corporate decisions. And you know we kind of thought that like we had some companies left that like weren't going to feed into that, like CD Project Red and stuff, and it just kind of feels like everyone has succumbed, like no one no one is free of sin. It just feels like no one is there's no one blameless out there, which is rather unfortunate because a single player story driven, you know, adventure is, it's got to be the least profitable business model for gaming now. It has to be. Even if you do release a single player game now, it almost seems like the story and the campaign is like the thing um that accompanies the game, and the actual game is the multiplayer or the online version or whatever. But it works, like if you're talking about game longevity, Grand Theft Auto 5. There's a big one. Like they continued to develop their online. I mean, it's still going strong. It's like they don't even, you know, that whatever comes next from them is going to be the Grand Theft Auto 6 story is probably going to be, pretty on par with their regular stories, but that they're going to be like diving super deep into that online play. Nothing wrong with it. Just uh everything's changing. I'm not mad about it. I think I'm just having a hard time keeping up. I mean, I feel like I can look inward enough to know that, you know, I have an expectation for games that's based off my history and my personal preferences, and those preferences were built on a foundation of what I'm used to, right? So it's like, of course, I grew up with story rich games, you had Final Fantasy 7, Legend of Dragoon, even games like Perfect Dark and stuff, like there was characters that you got pretty emotionally kind of not attached to but invested in. And if you think about like the first time playing like Kotar, um or even like an adventurous game that wasn't story driven like Spore, was so you could tell that like Spore was an experiment. It's like they had an idea and a vision first, and they had to give you that vision. Like they had to build it. Like, and I feel like that is really where the difference is that we grew up playing games that dreamers had to make, you know, like for self-fulfillment reasons, had to. And fuck, can you tell the difference between a game that someone made because they had to for fulfillment, and a game that had to be made to fulfill a company policy, or you know a quarterly notice? It's why you look at a game like Stardew Valley, and it's on a different level. It's just on a different level. I could go on all day about it, but I I hold true that there are indie developers out there who are passionate. Like you think about like Blizzard, Activision, EA. You think about these bigger companies that are just crushing themselves. They're just it's just unsustainable, right? And hopefully these indie developers become triple A developers in the future. Like I want them to. Um and hopefully they keep their companies private and they don't publicly trade, and hopefully, their passion for making games is, you know, precedes their desire to make dollars. Sorry, I probably sound like a broken record. And that's what I do. I'm just like right now, you guys can't see it right now, but I'm just looking through my Steam games, and it's like, yeah, I got like 300 games on here, and I probably got like at least like 60 games I haven't even played. I got the Xbox Game Pass, which gives me access to hundreds of games. I could jump on the store, buy any game right now. And it's such a weird feeling, because when I was a kid, I didn't have this feeling. But it's such a weird feeling to know that I want to escape into someone else's story. I want to experience characters, and I want to experience story, and I want to dive into stats, and I want to dive into mechanics, and I want to peel back the layers and expose, like, you know not just from like a character story narrative level, but also like on a statistical level. I love taking apart games and getting better at them and stuff. And fuck, I just can't. It's so weird that I want that so bad, and that I would literally give $60 to anyone who could satisfy that. I am It it's like being the living version of, Fry's, "Shut up and take my money." It's like that's literally me right now, and I feel like the whole gaming, people around my age, probably people in their very late 20s to, maybe early 40s at this point. I feel like there's just this big old chunk of gamers who are passionate gamers who, like, just want a good game. It's such a weird thing. It's so uncanny. Like, what do you want? I want a good game. Will you pay for it? Oh yeah, top dollar. Like, you don't need predatory practices, you know? You don't have to do the loot boxes. You don't have to do the gambling. People will give you money to play a good game. it's it's not it's not that bizarre of a concept. You know? There are millions of people who are waiting for a good game, and they want to give you their money. Like that, I feel like that's it. That's all there is to it. I mean, we saw that with the release of New World. How many people were just waiting and praying? And the thing is, it was like when it came down to D-Day, when it was getting close to release day for New World, I was one of those people that I was like waiting with bated breath. Excuse me, got the burps. Um, I was like, man, this, like, please don't suck, please. Like, you're like, please. And it's weird because I remember a time when you got excited about a game, you read up on the game, and then the game blew you away. You know, like that used to happen. I'm so sick of working for money. When I get home and want to relax with a game, the last thing I want to do is use that money or earn fake money as the entire gameplay motivation for a game. I I agree. I totally agree. Totally, totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks that some of the my favorite games kind of devolve into yeah, into a job simulator, you know? Like your gameplay stops being gameplay and it's like you're playing the game to upkeep, you know? Like like battle passes, you know? I play like 4 different games that have battle passes. Even if like I was swimming in money, I don't have the time to get everything those battle passes have to offer. I don't necessarily want to keep paying for battle passes. Yeah. Yeah, it's and then of course, you got these people that boggle my mind who are like, "Yeah, but you got to pay the game developers. You got to keep giving them money." And it's like did you play Valheim? Yeah. Did you enjoy playing Valheim? I sure did. What about Medieval Dynasty? Did you enjoy Medieval Dynasty? Yeah. Well, guess those companies, they live off the sale of their games. What a concept. What a concept. Make a good game, get paid for selling the game, and then improve the game, and then make more money selling more of the game. Fucking these, you know, and the predatory practices, they're not paying development of a game. They're paying investors. They're paying backers. They're upkeeping the bottom line. Like they're not making the game better. Uh, sorry guys, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. I am so sorry for just going off on a tangent there, and I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Just whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I getting botted currently? I think I am getting botted. Huh. Well, shit. Not a big deal. Kind of gross, but not a big deal. Uh, account created 4 minutes ago. That is crazy that they can build um that they can make accounts that fast, you know? Gotta delete all the botted accounts. Hmm. Well, it's definitely someone who knows me, but very, very easily dealt with. One thing I've been doing is playing old games with emulators. There are a lot of there's a lot of unpolished controls, but the stories are fun. Yeah, I recently went back and replayed like Final Fantasy like 1, 2, and 3. And those were fantastic. The repixeled versions of them. Pretty dang good. Um let's probably should change this to just chatting. chatting and chilling out for a bit. Just chatting. There we go. Cool. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, they're I mean, not very creative, but I guess. Ugh. Kind of weird. I've never had anyone kind of like intentionally come at me like that before. It's weird. What's really weird is that probably means they're watching the channel as well, which is Glarp Lolla Gamer? Yeah. Not really not really too creative with those names. Yeah. Right. I mean, not anything I could get upset about. Anyone anyone who knows me knows otherwise, so whatever. Hopefully they'll leave the accounts up for a while cuz got got people that can deal with them or attempt to anyway. Damn, they're blowing up the Discord channel and everything. Kinda kinda gross actually. Huh. However, my average viewers is going up, and it's showing an increase of followers. Because even though I ban the followers, Twitch still recognizes that I'm gaining followers. Um, so I guess thanks. Uh, you keep making them, I'll keep banning them, and my viewer count will go up. So we can just we can just do this all morning. That is totally fine. Probably the best way to think about it anyway. They put a they spammed they spammed pictures of raccoons sucking dick on my Discord. Oh, that's good. That's your browser history, not mine. Oh man, that's good. That is good. Oh. Anyway, back to games. Now that my Twitch channel has been boosted and I've been given a little entertainment for the evening or the morning. It feels like evening because I just got off work. What's also weird is they had to have typed those out. Like that's not botting. That is like that is someone. I mean, some of these names. I mean, the weird thing is like that means that this person is thinking about these things. Like on some level, they have to be imagining it. So they're like imagining child pornography basically in order to make these account names, which is like it's strange that that is like the hill you would want to die on sort of thing. Like obviously no one's going to know who they are. Like they have that anonymity, however you say that word. But like but they also had to type it out and think about it. So it's just this like raccoon dick looking up child pornography person that's creating accounts to try to come at me some way, which is like I feel like that's like punching yourself in the balls in secret and then pointing at someone else and laughing. It's just completely asinine. Oh, that's fine though. That is a-okay. I'm assuming a human being of that caliber is probably, unfortunately, living their best life through it. Very sad. Hey, you know what? Not a. I mean, maybe not the worst troll. Got my it got my follower rate and it got my view rate up, so sure. Doing me kind of a weird, disgusting solid. Yeah. Yeah, not very creative. This is weird. I got a game running, but it's not it's not really popping up. Let me see. Haha, nerd. Some early morning bullying for your streaming pleasure. Gunmetal. I hope you're making fun of that person and not not implying it was you. Because what you just wrote, I feel like could be implied that it was you. I'm kidding. Look at me. Look at me. I am the bully now. Hope you're doing well, Gun. Hope you're doing well. Oh man. It was you missed it. There was a roll of some pretty nasty. Someone made like I think 8 or more, made like 8 Twitch accounts, all with names with some kind of variation on uh me enjoying the company of young men, and it was a little bizarre. It was a little weird, and then they spammed. I think they spammed like 20 pictures of a raccoon eating a dick on my Discord, but I don't know. I feel like I would get in trouble. I feel like I'm going to someday get in trouble for not react like people are going to assume that I'm not reacting appropriately. They're like, "Oh, you should be mad about that, or you should have been more mad about that, or but I'm like, I don't care. Like I don't know. I'm going to get in trouble someday for not reacting appropriately. I know it. It's true. Well, actually, the thing is, I was like, honestly, the amount of interaction my channel's getting and my viewers were going up. So obviously they were like, I don't know, they were like, the viewers were still being counted as they had to enter to hit the follow button. So they were making my viewer count go up, and the chat interactions going up, and I'm like it's not really a troll if you're kind of like in a weird way helping the channel, because the algorithm doesn't know what the names are. They don't care. It's true. It's true. But I mean, no one wants to hear like, it's like if someone hated a business and they're like, I'm gonna burn it down, and they burned it down, and they're waiting in the bushes, and they're like, hee 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 hee, and then the owner of the business comes out and he's like, yes, God, that insurance money's worth so much. Fuck. Yeah, no one wants that. Feels bad. Okay. I'm gonna make an MMORPG from scratch. And I need a symbol, and I need a name for it. Oh fuck, I'm still on just chatting. Honestly, I think I've flopped between like 4 different games this morning, and obviously I'm just not gonna. There's an itch that I have, and I want to scratch it so bad, but I just don't got the. I don't got the right game. I guess I don't know. I've been in a weird kind of game funk for a little bit, and I don't really know what to do about it. Like I said before, if there was a game out there that I could buy to scratch the itch, that's what I would do. But I mean, there's just nothing. Nothing. Nothing tickling my fancy. And like, oh, I feel you. Yeah. Yeah. And it's the problem, I couldn't even tell you what it is what I want to do, like what I want to play. I couldn't rightly tell you. I got a feeling I want to do something with other players. Like I feel like I want it to be multiplayer, but I also really miss a good story. If I could go back through and play Mass Effect 1 through 3 and have no memory of the games, that would be good. So there's that, you know. I think New World ended up being like so disappointing. Back for Blood didn't do it for me like I thought it would. Um I mean, really the highlight of my gaming week is D&D, playing D&D on Saturdays. I've been loving that. Um yeah, I got Baldur's Gate 3, yeah. And it didn't quite just didn't quite do it for me. I don't know. Is there such a thing as like uh like good games have just ruined you? You know? Just like all the good games have been played. Now the expectations are too high. Cause I even like, man, I jumped on Raft the other day. Nothing, didn't do a thing for me. Then I've been finding myself in this position where I found myself in a position where I'm playing a game just to pass time. It's not because I'm like really having fun. I'm not really like engaged. I'm just, when you're like you come home from work or like school, college, whatever, and you're like, I want to watch TV. Like I just want to sit back and I just want to like relax. And then when it comes to actually picking what you're going to watch, you purposely pick something that you don't have to pay attention to. Um that's how I was feeling about games. So I was like, I'll play anything. I don't care. Like cuz I'm just, you know, I'm just going through the motions. But like you can only do that so long before you're like where you're like, fuck, I need a TV show. I need a new Game of Thrones. Like I need a TV show that I can sink my teeth into, that I can get engaged with and involved with and characters I can care about, you know, and you want to binge watch it because it's like you're so engaged in this show. That's where I'm at with gaming currently. Is I am at this place of I have been going through the motions and I have been brainlessly and mindlessly playing whatever for so long that I've hit a wall where I'm like my brain's like we're not doing this anymore. We're not just going to fucking boot up some crafty game so that way we're doing something at the computer. Like I need something to sink my teeth into. And fuck if I don't get disappointed at every turn, because I tell you what, either I play a game like Outriders. When Outriders came out, super excited. Square NEX, right? Um, the problem was the game was good for like 40 hours. I'm a gamer. I need 300 hours a month. you know. 40 hours is a drop in a bucket, you know. Oh, you guys are, I'm sorry, you guys are messing. I'm going on a tangent. I am so sorry, guys. I've been on this tangent for like the past hour. Let's see, gunmetal. The only thing I've been enjoying is, I thought that said BDSM. That was really funny. BDSP? What? That's the Pokemon, right? Then we have the Eldritch Boon. Have you played Dead Rising? I have. I loved the first Dead Rising game, and I felt like they got progressively worse because they kind of leaned more towards the comical, and that's not really my shtick. uh, it can be both those things: brain turn off or investing in the story. It's true. It's true. God, if you guys haven't seen Inside Job on Netflix, Chef's Kiss. Chef's Kiss. Fucking phenomenal show. Absolutely phenomenal. You know, if I'm going to sit here and tangent, I might as well listen to good music while I'm doing it. Listen to bangers in the background. So, like, I had been waiting for Monster Rancher 1 and 2 to come out. Monster Rancher 1, 2 DX, because I have, like, these extraordinarily fond memories as a child of playing it. And when they re-released it, they did a beautiful job. Namco, I think it's Namco, did just a phenomenal job remaking them. They updated a couple things. Like, they didn't update the graphics or anything like that, really. They just, like, there were fundamental things wrong with it when it first released, and they rounded those edges really nicely. So I was very happy. The problem is that I beat it. I beat Monster Rancher in, I think I have 21 hours played, you know? And it's so weird because, like, I was such an idiot as a kid. I was such a dumbass. I didn't have a little save cartridge for my PlayStation. So if I played Monster Rancher 2, I had to leave the console on for days. And, like, you know, I'd have a save file that is, like, my PlayStation's been on for, like, 4 days. And I'd go to school and come home and it'd still be on. And then, you know, I find out my mom had, like, vacuumed my bedroom while I was at school and, like, just unplugged my PlayStation or just turned it off and just erased, like, a week's worth of work, you know? And as a, you know, as a dumb kid, you know, it's like you never even got close to beating the game. So it was kind of weird. It was such a surreal, kind of strange feeling to pick up a game that I had played for years of my childhood, like maybe 3 years ish, and, like, to just beat it in a couple sittings, like 3 sittings, playing it casually. It was very strange to me, and it was disappointing. It was disappointing how easy the game was and not super fun. You should never go back. You should never go back and play your old favorite games. Your memory of them will always be better than re-engaging with the game. Maybe not every game. Okay, Super Mario World for, you know, SNES holds up still. Okay, sure. But, like, I went back and tried to play Legend of Dragoon, because Legend of Dragoon for PlayStation was, like, my favorite. And my eyes hurt. My eyes hurt playing the game because I couldn't, like, see my character through this, like, weird multi-dimension of strange pixels. And it's weird because, like, in my mind, I think about the main character, And I can see his hair, his eyes, his headband, his armor, his expressions, his personality. I can see it all so vividly. But the game has no audio. Like you read everything, and you can't make out his nose or his mouth through the pixelization. So it's like it's so weird that my brain just like filled in the gaps, or maybe my creativity or my imagination when I was a kid was like way better. So it's like my mind has like captured, it's almost like it captured something that didn't happen in a kind of a weird way. God, I would give both my left and my right nut and my right foot for a new Legend of Dragoon game, like a complete remake. Like the same thing they're doing to Final Fantasy VII, but to Legend of Dragoon. And give the whole right leg. Okay, the whole leg. You can have the whole leg. The whole leg. Yeah. Yep. You guys want to watch a video? There's a video I've been wanting to watch on the YouTubes. I'm gonna have to pull it up separately because I have lots of porns on my browser history, and I'm always afraid it's gonna like pop down and you guys are gonna see something that shouldn't be seen by mortal eyes and all that stuff, you know? I'm a very honest man. You'll always get the honesty out of me. The weird thing is that I would not want you to see my search history, but then if you just asked me what it is I like to look at pornography-wise, I would just tell you. It's like I've been taught that my browser history is worse than the truth, even though they're interchangeable. I don't know. They're one and the same. So what does it matter? Maybe it's like if a cat gets ran over by a snowmobile, I don't want you to go out there and see it. I would rather just tell you because it's less graphic. Maybe that's what it is. I don't want you to accidentally see my porn, but I don't mind telling you about it. Oh, man. Gunmetal, help me. That's true. Invasion of privacy is a thing. When I was a kid, when I was a very young kid to a very like a teenager, it's less invasive you telling of your own will versus us looking into it. Yeah, okay. You guys are right. When I was a little kid and a young teenager, I didn't like anyone in my room. And it's not that I had anything to hide in my room, and I wouldn't like scream, like I wouldn't get crazy about it. I just had this pressure and uncomfortability if someone went in there. And it got more intense the older I got. But when I was like, I want to say when I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old, my brother's like friends or some shit. I don't remember who they were. It's like 3 of them. When I got home from school, there was 3 strangers in my bedroom. And one of them was playing on my console. The other one was laying on my bed underneath my covers with their shoes on. And like, I think the third one was just like looking through my shit. And I have never, since then, I have never been more like just stunned by like like socially not knowing what to do. I've never in my life since then been so socially stunned. Like it's like, it was surreal. It was almost like an out of body experience. Because like someone playing a video game and potentially fucking with my save files, because I'm watching this person play, you know, like Final Fantasy 7 or something, they're too far in the game to have started. So it's like, so I instantly as a gamer, like I instantly know this person is playing a save file of mine. So that's like, that's top tier gamer anxiety, right? You're playing my game on my save. And then like a person is in my bed under my covers with their shoes on. That's like, you know, fucking complex and stunning. And then a person randomly rifling through my shit. Yeah, it was. Feel like I'm making a very big deal about something that's probably not, but it was the most dramatic experience of my young life. I lost 4 relatives that year, but the invasion of privacy was arguably the worst part of that year. Oh boy. This is why I play games and I focus on games, because then you guys don't I'm not going to incriminate myself. Is it fair? Is it fair? Okay. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of Concordia. I think most people know about Internet Historian. I'm a big fan, huge fan of Internet Historian. Let me see if I can get this here. Get this. There. Okay. My cam gonna be in the way? I don't think my cam's gonna be in the way. I don't usually these aren't, there's not like a ton to read. But so there's a ship that, like, there was a cruise ship called Concordia. And I am super excited to learn about it. Internet, here, I'll scroll down so you guys can see. This is Internet Historian. And obviously they don't need more subscribers, but they're this guy is so worth looking into. Just a genius of editing. I don't know if you guys know like XQC, and I'm trying to think of Ludwig's buddy that always gets made fun of. I can't think of his name. But you know, like people who run channels and stuff that are scuffed on purpose. Like the channel being scuffed is like part of the show in a way. Um, that's kind of how this guy is. So it's let me see here. How where's wait a second. Okay. Far too much of the screen is been chopped off, so I think that's a setup for like when I was doing D&D stuff. I absolutely adore content that is scuffed on purpose. I am such a huge fan of that. Okay, I'm scrolled all the way up, so was gonna do a little do a little chop magic here. But is going on? Transform. Fit to screen. There we go. Make it happen. Make it so. Stretch to screen. There we go. We'll do that one. And then if I full screen this. Aha! There we go. So we're gonna watch video together. And it's cool. He does these little disclaimer things at the beginning.
The Costa Concordia, ship of dreams. It's been 8 years.
Wait. What is this? Hold on. What is this? Twitch sub not found? What is this? There's I got a random here. Let me hide that. Okay, I don't know what that is.
I can still smell the buffets from their 5 restaurants. The casino and 3-story theater had hardly been used. Ah, the gym, the day spa, the sheets in her 1,500 luxurious cabins hadn't even been slept in. Costa Concordia cost $570 million to build. And you could tell.
Oh my
you
god.
could really tell.
Is this too loud, guys? Should I turn it down? Let me know about my volume levels,
I
please.
remember it like it was just a few years ago. We had left Civitavecchia, a port in Rome, and we were making our way to Savona. It was day 2 of our 7-day journey. But that ship, she was cursed.
Oh my god.
When she premiered, the traditional bottle of champagne bounced right off the side instead of smashing. A bad omen.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not the superstitious type. Nothing could go wrong on Friday the 13th of January 2012.
Oh
on
no.
the 100th year anniversary of the Titanic.
No,
ship
come
that's
on.
Also only safety rated for 2-compartment flooding. Especially not when you...
Sorry. It's too much. Just so you guys know, my background with ships and my interest with ships is I was in the Navy for an amount of time. And I always heard about the Costa Concordia because where Greece is at and stuff, the canal that you go through is where our aircraft carriers used to go through, is Suez Canal and the Straits of Gibraltar. So I had always heard of like something about this, but never like a lot of context to go with it. So right now we have what? It was $570 million to build. The glass did the christening of the ship where you throw the wine bottle against it bounced. There have been people in history who have decommissioned a ship just because of that bounce. Superstitious people way long ago. And what was it? It was Friday the 13th on the 1-year anniversary of the Titanic going down. That's where we're at so far.
You have a 5-star max-level captain like Francisco Scatino, a man who mysteriously rose from head of security to the position of captain within just a couple of years. He knows exactly what to do in case of an emergency. For example, when he caused this emergency in 2008, when he crashed into a port in Sicily. And in 2010, in Warnemünde, Germany, when he was steering a different ship and came into port too fast and caused another collision. I've got a good feeling about this. So let's set the scene. It's a beautiful evening. People are having fun on the slides, drinks at the bar. Antonio Magnotta is playing piano at the restaurant. Martin the Magician is setting up for his show. And the ship is setting up for a little detour. It's called a sail-by salute. Basically, you get real close to the shore and honk the horn. The locals hate it, but the customers love it, and it's a tradition. Scatino, the captain, comes into the dining hall with the lady, Dominica Samorton. Remember this face because you'll be seeing a lot of it later. Scatino eats his dinner with her and socializes for a little while. Then he, Dominica, and the maitre d' finish up and excuse themselves. They're heading to the bridge. It's time for that sail-by salute. This time, they're going to get closer than ever. Just 1,500 feet from the island of Giglio. And how are they going to determine this distance? Well, of course, the captain is going to eyeball it. Apparently, it's not an uncommon thing to do. Scatino turns to the fella steering, his helmsman, Jacob Ruslibin. First interesting tidbit. Costa Crociere has hired Jacob from Indonesia at a rock-bottom price, and he's a bit of a newbie to the job. In fact, his profession hitherto, a painter and a cleaner. It's his first time steering a massive ship, and he's very excited. At least, we think he is. It's hard to tell because he doesn't speak English or Italian very well at all. Off to a good start. The second command orders the helmsman to 290. Now, don't be confused by these numbers, they're just the degrees on a compass. At the same time, the captain whips out his cell phone and calls former captain Mario Palombo, who lives on the island. They chat about the safe distance to Giglio's shores. It's all very casual.
Anyway, Mario says that the safe distance is between 0.3 and 0.4 miles from shore. The captain is going all in. This is not his first sail by salute, so he's confident in what he's doing. We're going closer than we've ever been before. The captain's eyeballing it again. New heading of 300, he tells the helmsman. Downstairs, Martin is about to cut his assistant in half. And of course, that means that there's already a lady inside this box. She's waiting for the cue, and then she'll poke her legs out. The captain is giving more orders. Pulling gently to 310. Increase speed to 16 knots.
What?
Going this fast is going to be a fatal error. But before we talk about that, let's talk about another big problem. Language
16 knots.
Because at this point, the captain
Jesus.
says 325, but the helmsman relays 315. So the first officer intervenes, and he goes, no, 335, which is also wrong. And then the captain clarifies, no, 325. The helmsman confirms 325. Their poor communication has them moving at a much wider angle than they think they are. However, the captain should and would know this, except for the next problem, complacency about procedure. The standard procedure of a ship this large is for the third officer to give exact positional coordinates every time the captain gives a new directional order. But they're not.
The reason I freak out when I hear 16 knots is because he's going at kind of perpendicular to... Is perpendicular the right word? He's going like... Basically, the ship is pointed at land, right? And at 16 knots, if you try to... So you can fishtail a ship. One time I have a license. I'll show it to you guys sometime. I have a license as a helmsman for the aircraft carrier. And I was given an instruction to go, it was like, 2 left or whatever it was at the time, 2 starboard. And I thought what they meant was like clicks, like 2 clicks, right, to the left. And I thought they meant 2 full rotations of the wheel. I don't know why I thought that. I think it was because movies, you always see them rotating the wheel like really fast. So when he said 2, I was like, okay, well, we'll do 2 spins the wheel. I got that wheel about halfway up, and the helmsman, the actual helmsman, elbowed me out of the way, almost knocked me over, smacked me like right in the face, elbowed me in the gut, just pushed me out of the way, grabbed the helm and overcorrected. And the whole ship went like this for a second and then back. And the officer on deck, he pointed out the back of the window, and you kind of have on the island on the aircraft carrier, you do have some blind spots, but you can see around behind aft of the ship. And he grabbed me and he's like, dude, you got to look at this. And I looked, and you could see the white foam trail of the ship going like this behind us, because you can actually fishtail basically a city on water, because it takes so much energy to get that object moving, that, any amount of turning like that, the ship will start to just slam into the water. It won't like cut and turn like a car would. The back end will try to just keep going. You almost go in circles.
Not doing that.
Sorry.
330, he
Interrupting
says.
the
helmsman
movie.
relays 330. The ship reaches 16 knots. The captain then turns to the second officer and instructs him to go to the left wing. That's these things here, and they basically exist so you can get a better view over the whole vessel.
Yeah, we
A
had
few
something
seconds
like
pass,
that on the
and then
island.
the mood starts to turn. Scatino notices white foam of waves breaking against the rocks directly in front of him in the distance. The Costa Concordia, right now, is almost 700 meters closer to the rocks than it should be. Without deviation, there is going to be a direct collision.
Oh, shit!
Scatino immediately commands the ship to start turning away. 335. Not enough. The captain shouts,
No.
340. The captain
Full
yells,
port.
350.
Or starboard.
Now, remember how I said that accelerating to 16 knots was a fatal error? Well, that's because it's made this ship incapable of such a drastic turn. What they've got
Oh,
is
thanks, guys.
understeer.
I appreciate
Here's
that.
an example.
The front end is not working. You're turning, and you're just going straight. You want to go over here, but you're going to end up over here.
Exactly.
So despite the order of 350, right now the bow is still only pointing at 327. Not nearly enough to miss the rock. And oh no, it's about to get worse. That language barrier again. In these critical moments where every second counts, the helmsman wrongly relays 340. The captain snaps back, 350 starboard, or we end up on the rocks.
Full
The
starboard.
third
He
officer
should have
goes to
said.
assist the helmsman.
I mean, he shouldn't have been in this situation to begin with,
Don't
but
get
he should have
confused by the orders
said
from here. We're
full
changing over to
starboard
rudder
the
instructions.
second he saw that there was
The
an
captain
issue.
yells, starboard 10.
It would have-
starboard 20, and still.
It would have fucked up everybody on the ship. Like it would have, you know, if you had a piano near you, you know, you're now underneath a piano. But I mean, it would have been a call of full starboard, and basically what that's doing is that's just telling the helmsman that crank it as starboard as possible. You just say full starboard. That's all he had to do. This like doing increments of 10 degrees is stupid as hell, because even though he's doing increments of 10 degrees, he's not the move is not dramatic enough, because basically he has to point the tip of the ship. He has to point the bow in such a way that it's going to drag the aft portion of the ship away from the rocks prior to, but it almost sounds like he's just trying to point the bow to safety, which doesn't make any sense, because where the front of the ship is pointing is not necessary. Well, it's not ever the direction the ship is going. Not unless you've been cruising for a long time in one direction. Even then, water currents and wind and all that shit even affects a ship that size.
It's not enough. Hard to starboard. That means as hard as it'll go. But at this point,
Yeah,
even
hard
if they
starboard,
clear
full
these
starboard.
rocks,
Exactly.
They need to get the rest
Yeah,
of
it's
the ship
too late.
to swing around it. So the captain yells, midship, which centers the rudder. The
What?
bow is now less than 150 meters from Skull Rock. Port 10. But the helmsman only gets to port 5 before another order is given 2 seconds later. Port 20. They might just avoid disaster here, maybe. But then, oh no. One more time, the helmsman cocks up at the worst possible moment. The helmsman goes to starboard instead of port, undoing the swing. 8 seconds later,
Wow.
he realizes the error and corrects, but it's too late. He has just turned a probable near miss into a sure hit. All they can do now is hold on.
I
as
guess
the
I'm
bow
under
of
the
ship
assumption that
narrowly passes
they
by
did
the
call
rocks.
for
Hard to port.
kill the
The
engines,
second officer
but
yells, "We're gonna hit!"
I-
Collision.
in this situation, I guess it's hard to say. I don't know if like people would really feel it. They'd probably hear it, but I don't think they would feel it.
Nord Town.
Oh
It's
god.
day 56 of playing Russian roulette.
I'm not
Seems
watching it, guys. I'm not watching the NordVPN ad.
The ship hits rocks on the port side. A 53-meter gash opens
He
up
does
in the
these
hull.
super long
Thousands of
ads.
tons of water begin pouring in. A loud scraping and bang is heard by all passengers.
Yeah, it would be
At the
heard
helm,
way more than
there's
felt.
panic. Rumblings in the dining.
Funny story. We hit a blue whale once, or I don't know what kind of whale it was. We hit a whale once though, out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, while we were kind of heading towards Spain, and no one knew. People on the flight deck knew. I worked on the flight deck. I worked in the air department. But you know, the ship is so heavy, and the hull is so thick that like, you know, if you hit a whale, you're going through it. It's like a train hitting a cow. Like a train hitting a cow. Do you think any passengers feel it if a train hits a cow? No. So that's what I was saying with that rock. I mean, unless the rock like actually like stopped the ship, which I don't think it could. I don't think it's possible. Like physics wise, I don't think it's possible. Is that a common occurrence? No, I wouldn't say so. I don't know for sure, but I think on 2 deployments, about 18 months in the ocean, And I worked on the flight deck for the most part, so I feel like I would see most things that happen up there. At nighttime, I can't give any account for, because we're gonna do flight operations at nighttime. I didn't do flight operations at nighttime. I was part of the daytime crew. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can't dodge a whale if a whale's in your way. Like, you can't do anything about it. Yeah, we had dolphins, right? So the dolphins like to play in the wake of the ship because this, aircraft carrier, massive, massive wakes for these dolphins to play in, and you'd see like 5 dolphins synchronized, jumping and playing in the wake, and it was so cool how in sync they were. I mean, it was perfect. If it was like, I'll give you $50 if you can point out the one that's a little slower than the rest of them, I don't know that anyone could. I mean, it's crazy how perfect these dolphins get synced up, and then they go down underneath and they pop out the other side and they start playing in the other wake, and they go down and they pop out the other side. So it'd be nice. It's nice to go to the back of the ship and kind of just watch these dolphins play. And one day we saw, and if you ever saw the size, if you ever Googled the size of the prop of a nuclear powered aircraft carrier, the props are just, I can't do it justice. If you look it up, it's insane. These 5 dolphins are playing in the way they go down, and when they pop up the other side, there's only like 3 of them, and you just see this like pink churning in the water. I shouldn't be laughing. It's like the most inappropriate thing ever, because you're watching and you're enjoying this beautiful, majestic thing, and you're like really into it. And then you just see this purple bubble for a second, and then you're like, oh, oops. Sorry. Oh man. Yeah, he fucked around and he found out for sure. Oh God, man. A lot of animals follow the ship because a lot of people don't really know this. I don't think that it's like widely talked about, but sharks will follow a ship, and sharks will follow a ship for a very, very long time, um, because other fish and other things in the ocean will attack the food and the waste that like carnival cruise, that cruise ships and that military vessels, the food that they dump into the ocean, fish will frenzy on them, and the sharks know it. So the sharks will follow the ship knowing that it's basically a giant beacon that's attracting all the scavengers of the ocean. It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. And, maybe get some free dolphin.
Martin awkwardly pauses his act as he's helping his assistant into the box. Meanwhile, the lady inside is trapped and terrified. There's confusion across the ship. All of the crew off shift come back on duty. All officers run to the bridge. Technical crews run down to the lower decks to assess damage. On connection with the rocks, they lose propulsion and slow to 8.3 knots. And they are now adrift. Close the watertight doors at stern. Enormous volumes of water are pouring in. So much so that within 29 seconds of collision, all 6 engines stop working through flooding. 22 seconds later, a blackout happens. Lights, electrics, the water pumps too, everything. The captain orders the helmsman hard starboard. This is the final position of the rudder before power to that too is lost. The Costa Concordia, now without power, is drifting starboard, plunged into absolute.
It's a little strange because normally on a ship you mirror everything on either side. So if you had like 6 engines, you'd have like 3 on the starboard and 3 on the port. That way, if there's an issue, you run into something or there's flooding, only half of the ship or only half of your vital resources would be ruined. So it's interesting that much got knocked out, even though it was only struck on one side.
Darkness. A quick breakdown of the flooding. When the Concordia struck land, it tore open 3 watertight compartments. At first, compartment 5, which filled very rapidly. Then 6 more slowly, 4 shortly after. Then 7, 8, and 3. Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartment breaches. These compartments especially, though, are a problem, because they contain the engines and the electrics. These main generators give power to the whole ship. From propulsion motors to rudder to hotel functions, pretty much everything. When they went out, the ship was a functionless, sinking cage.
Bummer.
A few seconds later, the emergency batteries for internal lighting and communications kick on. When the lights come back on, Martin has vanished. He's ditched the stage, and it caused a huge panic in the theatre as passengers are trying to flee to their cabins and to muster stations. People already in their cabins come out and start putting on life vests. Staff rally and try to calm everyone down. Everything is fine. There's no need for vests. Please return to your cabins.
That's not good.
The emergency generator starts. All of the watertight doors close except for door 12, which is jammed. The captain calls Pilon, the chief engineer, as the ship begins to list on the port side. There's water coming in? Yes, there's water. But where? The engine room. But a lot of water? Yes! There's water, you can't go down. Let's go down the other side. In a moment we'll start the pumps, I'll let you know. In the theatre, the whole magic box apparatus slides right off the stage and falls into the crowd, further increasing panic. On the bridge, an announcement is being prepared. They are going to lie to prevent a panic. Let's just say we have a blackout.
Oh, no. Definitely
The
not.
deputy chief engineer enters the engine control room. He confirms to the bridge that at least compartments 5, 6, and 7 are flooded. Announcements are made.
On behalf of the captain, to inform you that due to an electrical fault, which is currently under control, we're currently in a blackout. Our technicians are working to resolve the situation.
I can't believe they lied to him like that.
As they occur. Thank you for your attention.
Coincidentally, at the same time in the restaurant, they're playing My Heart Will Go On, and it's very much not helping the situation. The captain calls the Costa Crisis Unit, Roberto Ferrarini. He tells the crisis unit that they've hit a rock, that they're assessing damages, and that they are also in a blackout. The crisis office says to reverse the ship up onto shore. Well, how are you going to do that? You don't have power to the rudder, let alone the engine. Hoist the sails? Anyway, around this time, the wind direction creates a starboard list, and the ship begins to turn anyway, drifting right back towards the shore, which is a very
That's
good
lucky.
thing because you want the ship to end up as close to shore as possible.
Super lucky.
A panicked passenger senses that something is off. This isn't like any electrical problem that she's ever seen. Plus, there was a massive crashing noise and now the ship is tilting. So, she contacts her daughter in Italy. The daughter then calls the police, and the police call the harbour master. While that goes on, a conversation between Pilon and Ambrosio. The diesel is not starting. The captain asks the engine room, but where have we made contact? Thinking that the incoming water can be reduced. Captain, here everything is lost. The electrical panel, everything. They're saying at this point that the ship is going down. The captain calls Roberto Ferrarini again. Actually, 2 compartments have been flooded, but don't worry, the ship's stability isn't in danger. Wrong.
What?
Passengers begin going to muster stations on their own initiative. The cruise director says,
If you're blowing
"We have a
towards
lot of
shore,
people at muster
eventually you're going to
stations
hit
that I
shore."
do not want to fall overboard. Do we make an announcement to tell them to go to the lounges?" Bozio says, "I think that's best." The harbour master from Livorno calls the ship. The captain tells them that we just have a blackout. How long has this blackout been going on? About 20 minutes. Have you asked passengers to put on life vests? It's just a blackout. I gotta go. The harbour master is suspicious. He says to his superiors that he thinks something more is going on. He calls a patrol boat to the area and asks them to look at the ship. Another problem. The fan on the emergency diesel generator isn't working properly. Pilon manually has to turn the thing on and off with a screwdriver so that it doesn't overheat and cause a fire. The captain is on the phone to the
What
lower
is this
decks asking
captain
pointless
doing?
questions, like, is it still flooded? Yes it is. The captain is essentially in denial of the situation. The harbour master calls again. Finally, he says, the ship is taking on water through an opening in the left side and the ship is listing. He qualifies with, no one dead or injured. The harbour master asks if he needs help.
Yeah, but I mean, it's such a dire situation.
Look. With 3 compartments flooded, the captain finally realizes that things are really bad, and they are not going to improve.
I'm surprised someone else didn't take
The
over.
Coast Guard orders every available ship to the scene. Meanwhile, up with the passengers, the cruise director's assistant says, everything's under control. Please return to your cabins or hang about in the lounges, no problem. She said this
What?
despite knowing it was wrong and that it further endangered lives. Most passengers at this point, though, aren't listening to this nonsense, and they're busy figuring out how to abandon ship. Bang, 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 bang. Local television has already picked up the story, and they begin broadcasting live radio feed from the bridge.
Especially if you
Captain,
knew,
the passengers are going on board.
because they said at the beginning of this that the captain had crashed 2 other ships. That one time he had gone too fast and crashed into land, and the other time he had like tore into the side of a dock. So that means like everyone on this bridge knows that this captain is has crashed 2 ships, and that the helmsman has never, helmed a ship before. I feel like if I were like that second in command, third in command, I mean, it's like it would have been over. It would have been done.
Board the boats.
That is madness.
Okay, let them go to shore. So then general emergency? Wait, let me talk to Ferrarini. We risk the emergency generators that do not have cooling. It has cooling problems, 100 degrees. The cooling fan...
Unless they're all noobs. Maybe they're all
noobs. And
noobs.
tells the safety officer they need to evacuate. The safety officer relays this to the captain, but after no response, he orders the engine room to evacuate on his own.
$570 million ship.
We'll leave it. So what do? General emergency? The captain tells Ferrarini that he's abandoning ship. Abandoned ship! Another announcement is made.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The situation is under control. Please remain calm. But at this time, proceed to your muster station. They're located outside on deck 4.
The Livorno Coast Guard calls again. The captain declares distress. The Coast Guard officially calls for rescue operations.
Right here, this right here, where they're saying they called for rescue operations. If the moment the ship was hit and they were taking on water, they had said, hey, we're still assessing the situation. Will you please send the Coast Guard? Then, like, there's no penalty for being overcautious. They would have sent a bunch of ships out there. And then if the ship was fine, they'd be like, oh, all right, well, cool. Good on you for calling us out here. But, yeah, honestly, Gunmetal, you're right. Like, there's no point in picking this apart. It's pure madness at this point.
They contact
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Pietro Mile, the helicopter base commander, who then calls in every available pilot as he rushes down to the helicopter base. Pilon shuts down the emergency generator for the final time. The first rescue vessel arrives. By this point, the lifeboats are already going. Luckily, the ship is very close to shore. Oh, perhaps
Very
too close
close.
to shore. The ship forcefully runs aground, creating an uneven center of gravity.
Ooh.
And it begins heavily listing starboard. The captain issues a general emergency on board. The announcement to abandon ship is finally called and alarms ring out. And with that comes panic. And now that they're listing, with many of the lifeboats too awkwardly positioned to enter the water,
that's terrifying.
there aren't enough readily available, and they have to start going back and forth to the shore, picking people up and dropping them off. The patrol boats report to the Livorno harbour master that the ship has run aground and is listing heavily. So the harbour master asks the captain about it, and the captain says, no, the ship is still floating. In fact, we're trying to maneuver it onto the shore. They know he's lying. Hold on, I'm reversing it. Beep, 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 beep. The captain then says to bottom out the starboard anchor. So they drop out the anchors, but let out too much chain, effectively rendering them useless.
Wonderful.
The deputy mayor of Giglio, Mario Pellegrini, and tobacco shop owner Giovanni Rossi arrive at the harbour. They watch the scene unfold. As the first of the lifeboats arrive on shore, the deputy mayor takes the initiative and races to board one of the lifeboats, returning to the ship, and starts trying to find someone in charge. He gives up and starts helping passengers. Scatino tells everyone to leave and take radios.
Who was that?
But not before helping passengers.
I love this stuff. I love that he adds, he hides little things in
Scatino tells
his
everyone
videos.
to leave and take radios.
It's good.
But not before changing out of his uniform and into a nice suit. Priorities. Dimitri Kostidis and Silvia Coronica leave with him. The maitre d' and Sir Morton both get out of there. By this point, approximately 300 people are still on the ship. Millet reaches the helicopter base. The
I
first
love the
helicopter,
edits. The edits he does are
slow-moving
so
Augusta
good.
Bell, was already rising from the tarmac for the hour-long flight south. Bozio is the last crew member left on the bridge, coordinating evacuation. He then leaves to help passengers board lifeboats. The bridge is now abandoned. And then The ship's
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
black box
whoa.
stops with
Wait. Did they say the captain left the ship? The captain left the helm room while there was still people evacuating. That's a big no-no in the nautical world. Oh, that is huge yeah. Oh,
working.
man.
Apparently there were technical problems with it. That means, from here,
Holy
things are going to get a
shit.
little foggy in detail. A while later, rescue helicopters arrive, but they're struggling to find the ship because they're expecting it to still be well above water. Passengers are scaling down the port side by ladder as lifeboats return to pick them up.
This is no joke. Oh my goodness. It was no joke anymore. Yes.
He's not allowed to make a film movie.
I'm allowed.
Who say you are?
A second helicopter, a faster model, sets off. The ship stops healing and comes to a final resting place.
Damn.
Now the Coast Guard calls the captain because he's just learned that the captain has abandoned ship. The captain claims, no, actually I slipped and I fell into one of the lifeboats. Well, I'm a klutz. But now
Really?
that I'm on board, I may as well head back to shore. DeFalco tells the captain to get the fuck back
Yeah.
on board. And the captain kind of acts confused and then effectively refuses. So the captain makes it to shore. From here,
Wow.
we only have mainstream news reports to rely on, so it's not going to be super accurate. But they say that Giglio's police chief then finds 110 survivors on the rocks at Point Gabbianara. And among them is the captain. It's not known whether the captain helped anyone while he was there, and in fact, the police chief claimed that he just sat on the rocks and watched other people do the rescuing.
Wow.
A while later, a rescue boat picks up the captain and takes him to the harbor.
I want
He
to
speaks
point out that the deputy mayor of the island, so like effectively like a, aside from like the president or something, effectively the guy in charge of the island. He got in his vehicle, drove up there, and was there when the very first lifeboat hit land and helped the very first people on shore. And just throwing that out there. Don't want to forget that tidbit.
to the police. He then finds the ship's onboard chaplain, Father Rafael Molina, and cried to him for about 15 minutes. Then he goes to the harbour master's office to receive probably the biggest dressing down of his entire life. Port authorities ask the taxi
Oh, do you
driver
guys see the
to
ticker
take
in the
captain
top
back
left?
to his hotel. The captain takes the 30-second cab ride to the Bahamas hotel. According to the cabbie,
The number
he was
of people
beaten like a
still
dog.
on the ship?
He was cold and afraid. He only asked me
Through all
if he
this?
could buy a pair of fresh socks. But then he perked right up again and gave an interview to a news crew. He told them that he was the last to leave.
The captain is usually the last to abandon ship. What happened, Captain?
We were the last to leave the ship.
All day Saturday, rescuers search for people on the ship. On Sunday morning, a South Korean couple is found in their cabin, safe but shivering. They had slept through the crash and woke up unable to exit their cabin. The last
Holy
survivor,
hell.
Manrico Giampandroni, was found with a broken leg. He was the cabin's service director. In the end, 32 people died. The final body wasn't discovered until nearly 3 years later, a crew member, Russell Rebello, and it's believed that he died a hero helping passengers off the ship. The Costa Concordia was the largest cruise ship disaster since the Titanic. And then there's the ship. This is what happens to
Yeah.
a 110,000-ton cruise liner.
And they
When
won't
it's
take it
left
apart in the
half
water.
rolled
They
over
got to get it back
in the
to a
ocean.
port. They got to dry dock it. If it's that big, they have to dry dock it. Wow. That ship looks expensive, and the things on it look expensive. And it looks like it had a casino. I'd be out there with my snorkel the day after. Go get me a souvenir.
But this isn't the end. It's just the halfway point. What most people know is that the Costa Concordia had crashed, many dead, and that the captain abandoned ship like a coward. But there's a whole veritable spaghetti of details to untangle.
Ooh.
Let's dive in.
Ugh. Oh,
There they are. The deets.
nice. Nice. Well done. Editing gold. Editing genius.
The Costa Concordia was more than just a floating resort. There's a mall, a casino.
Exactly.
This iron chest was filled with safes and cash registers and expensive fittings. And there were plenty of gamers prepared to sneak by authorities and try their luck in the hot zone.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Within days, police divers reported that valuable items, once seen lying around the ship, were now missing. High-end liquor, expensive furniture.
Ooh, I didn't think
dining
about the
sets,
alcohol.
cash from the casino, cash registers, jewelry and display cabinets, safes, Japanese woodblock prints by famous 18th century artists, as well as the iconic bell, which hung from the bridge of the ship. It was never found. Who steals a big fuck-off bell? Even the server admins were getting
Only a
involved.
genius.
4 divers who were part of the company contracted to refloat the Concordia were spotted on CCTV, sneaking out to the ship. A patrol boat was dispatched, and the men were caught inside the fancy suites with rucksacks full of stolen goods. The 4 men are charged with stealing and thieving and pinching. Later on, stolen as well as legitimate items found their way to Amazon and eBay.
Oh, that's so
Chips
good.
from the casino, postcards, and cabin access.
Did you guys
cards
see what they
became
were,
highly sought after souvenirs.
It even has a watermark.
Similar to
Did
Amazon
you
and
see what they were? See that? Costa Concordia souvenirs. I like that. I just wanted to see the price. So was this $200 for a model ship?
eBay. Chips from the casino,
Wow, chips from the casino
postcards,
for a couple $100.
and cabin access cards became highly sought after souvenirs.
It even has a watermark.
Some Australian guy even made a listing for the ship
I don't know what AU is. Costa. Oh, the ship itself.
itself, advertising it as buyer to collect. And although there were plenty of bidders, eBay pulled the plug.
Got him.
I know you want to see Scatino go to jail, and we'll get to that. But first,
Yes.
we have to talk about someone else. Dominika Samorton.
That was a close one.
Who is that?
There was speculation that she was on the bridge that evening because she was the captain's mistress.
Intense media speculation reports that her presence distracted the captain.
They both denied their love for years and maintained that they were just friends. Although she did later admit to the media that she found him handsome. And how could you not?
You so fucking precious when you smile.
But she says there was no romantic link between them.
Some people
perfect
like
editing.
to believe, they want to know I have something with him. It's more interesting. It's like, you know, some spicy in the story.
Miss Samorton also loved the spotlight, however.
Everyone, oh look!
And took several interviews. But as the pressure mounted upon her, she began making ominous threats to Scatino, saying he must confess, and that you have but 1 week to come clean. But things from here get weird.
Spicy.
Samorton is a bit of a wild card. In a subsequent interview, she claimed a helicopter came to the ship well before the other rescue craft to take away a package. Huh? And what was that package? Drugs, apparently. So rumors began that the ship was running narcotics for the mafia. And not without cause. A number of cruise ships, even recently, have been caught trafficking drugs. As an aside, Scatino was tested for drugs immediately after the crash. He tested negative for drugs in his system, but trace amounts of cocaine were found in a hair sample.
Makes it smoother
Wow.
and less dry.
Nonetheless, the Concordia was searched and no drugs were reportedly ever found. How did we get here? Oh right, a helicopter. Samorton commented on it again the next day and said, actually, that helicopter was just for the captain as a means of evacuation from the ship. Okay, wait. So she expected to get some sort of first-class rescue while everyone else was still stuck on the ship? Wait, how did we get here? Oh, right, sex with the captain. Divers were quick to head to the captain's cabin, where they found Miss Sir Morton's lingerie and other articles of clothing, as well as a makeup bag. The jig was up, but they continued denying it. Sir Morton mostly faded from international attention until
That
he was
escalated
told to
very
appear
quickly.
before the court to present witness testimony. The judge pressed her to be truthful about their relationship, or she would be held in contempt.
Either tell me the truth or shut up.
So finally, she admitted it.
Yes, I had a sentimental relationship with the captain.
Stop.
But now, stop asking about my private life.
She was
I had a sentimental relationship.
What is up, Trouble Alert Nation? Scatino cheated on his wife with C. Mortan. Oh my god!
She and Scatino had been having an affair for several weeks. She also said that on the night she boarded, she didn't have a ticket.
Ticket, please.
And didn't need to pay, because nobody questions you when you're the captain's lover. Naturally, she gave another confusing interview after leaving court.
I want to say that today is the second time I die, because the first time I died in the night of the crash with my psychological brain and problems. And today I died the second time because, of course, people find out something that I try to hide.
Subsequent to the trial, she used her fame in
What?
Moldova to become a political
Do you guys want to hear that
activist,
again?
often appearing on television.
Let me know if you want to hear that again. I want to hear that again. My brain went cross-eyed.
When you're the captain's lover. Naturally, she gave another confusing interview after leaving court.
Because I get that there might be some translation thing,
I
but
died because the first time I died in the night of the crash with my psychological brain and problems. And today I died the second time because, of course, people find out something that I try to
oh, look at
hide.
this guy. Do you guys see this guy? Look at the guy in the top left, the top left-hand corner. That's how we know that, like, it's not a language barrier thing. He's right there with her.
Naturally, she gave another confusing interview.
Look at this guy.
I want to say that
Look at this
today
confusion
is the
involved.
second time I died because the first time I died in the night of the crash with my psychological brain and problems. And today I died the second time because, of course, people find out something that I try to hide.
Subsequent
You
to the
can
trial,
see it in
she
his
used her
eyes,
fame
like
in
he's
Moldova
like
to become a political
he's like looking
activist,
around.
often appearing on television and radio and in articles covering
What the fuck is
protests,
she saying?
accompanied by pictures of her being arrested by police.
Can't do that in the U.S.
It was
She
some stuff
broke
about
a cup
victims'
like
violence,
2
women's rights,
feet away from a
yada,
cup.
yada. And interestingly, part of a push to block the sale of shares of Moldova's train network to Russia. Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that,
She was
I don't
pretty
really
white, though,
know what
so,
she's been up
I
to.
don't
Let
know.
me just check on Oh God, not again.
Uh-oh. Nice. Yes, this is the
Several
part I
civil
want to
suits
see.
Were quickly lodged against Costa Crociere, and their parent company, Carnival Cruises, immediately saw a
Oh,
share
it's
drop
owned
of
by Carnival
23%.
Cruise? I thought they were just some
Passengers sought
their own thing.
compensation for their damaged mental health, lost belongings, and loved ones.
Either they allowed him to divert from his course, or they didn't know where their billion-dollar ship was.
Within a few days, facing financial and media pressure, the CEO attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew.
That was not the ordinary route that the ship was taking at the time, and was not only taking, but the time the ship was...
Claiming that the ship was not approved to deviate from the route. But that wasn't true. Approval isn't required if the ship is deviating by less than 15 miles, or that it was against company rules. Also untrue, because investigators found that they didn't have any rules about deviating route, and they tacitly encouraged sail by salutes. Now, in response to the civil
Nice.
suits, Costa Crociere offered passengers 11,000 euros each as compensation.
That's kind of small.
11,000 euros,
about $14,000.
That's a
is
joke.
the minimum compensation under international law when a ship is abandoned.
This was to reimburse them for their tickets, as well as any costs they accrued in having to unexpectedly travel home early.
And that was supposed to release them from everything and anything that has to do with this accident. I cannot ask for more than this.
A lot of passengers, understandably, were not too happy with this deal, and they refused to take the money.
We think the offer is an insult for what these poor passengers went through.
Yeah.
We think that the compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Exactly. Just take it.
Compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Later, Costa Crociere would lodge a plea deal with the Tuscany court to pay a €1 million fine to avoid a criminal trial. The judge agrees. Costa Crociere is now off the hook for all criminal liability for the whole thing. They've washed their hands of the incident and flecked the residual droplets of responsibility onto the faces of 6 staff members. Passengers and relatives of the dead are livid that the company has been able to avoid criminal responsibility.
Offered is not commensurate.
Civil suits against the company continue. By the way, the residents of the island of Giglio also banded together and sought damages. They didn't get much. Eventually, passengers who refused the initial compensation of $11,000 joined civil parties against Scatino in his trial in 2015.
Is not commensurate.
They were awarded €30,000 each. Other cases, especially those involving lost relatives, are settled for undisclosed amounts.
Yeah, 30,000 each from like this fucking mega corporation. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. A little more.
New York attorney Peter Renee traveled to Budapest to represent 6 real survivors of the disaster.
At Renee & Renee, we personally work on every case.
And we'll work harder than anyone to get you the most money possible in the shortest amount of time.
And while on the job, a 7th case cropped up via email. An elderly woman, Alona, said,
"Help me, Mr. Ronai, for I have lost my daughter, Eva, and my 5-year-old granddaughter, Roxana."
So Mr. Renai agreed to speak with her. However, there were some inconsistencies in her story. Neither Eva nor Roxana were on the passenger list. Odd, but Costa is known for having stowaways.
Gotcha, bitch.
Still, Mr. Renai was suspicious. They wouldn't cheaty old Petey, would they? Renai inquired further about why she was on board, especially without a ticket. Ilona said,
"Well, I don't know, but you should ask her boyfriend.
Zolt Horvath.
He'll know all the details."
I'm up all night. I'm going crazy, he said. But Mr. Renai was still suspicious. Because then she asked, "How much money do you think this is worth?" This is a huge red flag, Petey. In 20 years of doing this, you've never had anyone ask about money. Why now? So Mr. Renai hired an investigator and sent photos around of the missing girl. The next day, the phone rang. Oh, hoi hoi. It was the boyfriend again. Look, there's been a bit of a misunderstanding and the child isn't missing at all. Uh-huh. And then he claimed he was confused because he had done too many drugs the night before. Oh.
Understandable.
Okay, can I speak to the daughter then? At first, he was refused. So Renai said that he'd have to file a missing persons report to the police if he couldn't. The boyfriend relented. That night,
the editing is
Zolt
perfect.
And brought the
God,
police
the
with
editing
him.
is perfect.
He speaks to the granddaughter and asks her if she's seen Mum. Yeah, I saw her today. Oh, really? Yeah, we went to the park today and we went on the swings. Oh no, the jig was up. So the mum walks into
This
the
is such a random, like,
it's a miracle.
Side
and the story changed
story.
again. Okay, I'm not dead, but I did injure my leg when I jumped from the ship. And then I immediately flew back to Budapest. Although don't worry about checking my leg because there are no visible marks or injuries. Oh, Petey, I'm beginning to think they weren't even on the boat. Also, it turns out this lady isn't her mum, it's just a neighbor. Eventually, Renee managed to make the pair confess. And then they said, hey, we haven't done anything wrong. We haven't taken any money. And in the end, it looks like there'll be no criminal punishment for the scam, because Hungary, a former communist country, has no laws against insurance fraud on the books.
The law firm that never sleeps, call 1-800-6647.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Oh, that's a very bad idea.
Idiot.
Mario, would you teach me some Italian?
Oh, of course. Means
Get back on board for fuck's sake.
Okay, thanks.
Gregorio
The
de
captain?
The naval officer who shouted at Scatino to
Yes.
Vada a bordo caso became a bit of a national hero overnight in Italy. He, like the rest of the world, expected Scatino to go down with the ship.
Yeah, it just seems like
And
a
when the captain
garbage
chickened out,
attempt at
DeFalco
getting money.
was there to admonish him. And when he stopped answering the radio, he called him on his cell phone to continue putting him on blast. When the captain first reported just a blackout, DeFalco didn't believe the story and immediately began preparing a rescue effort, which likely saved several lives. His actions were applauded by most Italians who were tired of their public servants being corrupt and avoiding responsibility. Accordingly, shirts sporting Vada a bordo caso were being printed by the end of the week, others setting it as their phone's ringtone. But then, in September 2014, without warning, DeFalco was transferred to an admin role in the Coast Guard.
Hear what I said? You've been demoted.
DeFalco said that he had been passed up for promotion, that he had also not been told which admin office he was even being transferred to, and that it all effectively cancelled 10 years of his career. DeFalco was tres furioso, and there was public speculation that it was owing to bad blood between himself and Admiral Delano, his former boss. His status among the public overshadowed his superior in many ways. On the other hand, his boss said, no, it's part of a normal career progression for naval officers and that he must show more maturity and professionalism to advance his career. Now, it's hard to know what's true in office politics, so let's leave that alone. And anyway, in 2018, DeFalco said buenas noches, ya later, to the Italian Navy to become a politician. In March that year, he was elected to the Italian Senate, serving as a member for Livorno. He still serves there today.
I'm the captain now.
That's cool. Yes.
After the disaster, Scatino was taken into custody by police and underwent questioning. However, it was clear that this would not be a straightforward investigation. So the judge released him under house arrest at his home in Sorrento, a town in Napoli. By July of that year, the house arrest was relaxed and he was allowed within this general area. While under house arrest, he wrote a book with this journalist from Rai magazine. I have no idea what it says, I don't speak Italian. But goddammit, he must have some kind of charisma going on, because there's been a lot of speculation in the press that he had an affair with her as well.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Hold on, I got it. Not content with abandoning his ship, this dude is determined to abandon his wife as well. So, Scatino and 5 others are facing criminal charges. Straight away, everyone lodges a plea bargain with the court. And all of those plea bargains are accepted, except for Scatino's. And the condition of everyone's reduced sentences are that they must provide witness testimony against Scatino.
He touched me.
Ciro, Jacob, and Silvia were all given suspended sentences. Roberto and Manrico are able to opt for community service or house arrest.
Yeah,
Not
the
a bad
helmsman
deal.
probably.
Good deal. And that meant that Scatino
Probably
was now
needed to
all on his own.
Get punished
Ciro,
in some
the first
way.
officer, was the first to give
Maybe
his
not,
testimony. On the witness stand, he
kinda
claimed
weird.
that Scatino was distracted by his mistress and other guests on the bridge. That there was confusion over who was in command. Then it was Jacob's turn, and he said Lamau XD because he didn't actually bother with his testimony or his reduced sentence. He just fled the country. It took authorities 12 months to eventually track
There you
him down
go.
on the outskirts of Jakarta. And when they said, "Oi, we still want that witness testimony," he just scalped it again, and he hasn't been found since. After that, Ferrarini
Slippery
gave his
guy.
testimony, then look, we don't have time to relitigate the whole trial, so let's just go straight to the verdict. Guilty! Scatino was found guilty of multiple manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, abandoning ship, and lying to authorities. He is sentenced to 16 years and 1 month in prison.
Not enough. Easily not enough.
But wait, there's still the appeals. The appeals trial begins. And the verdict on the appeal?
No.
Surprise! Rejected.
Nice.
So
Good, good.
Scatino's lawyers appealed again. And the verdict on the final appeal?
Scatino made multiple attempts to secure a plea deal, but was denied by the
Oh,
prosecution.
thank
each
God.
time.
I
The
thought for
prosecution
sure they
called
were
for
going to be like,
Scatino
no,
to
they
be
let him
sentenced to
go.
26 years in prison, calling the incident a Titanic affair.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
Scatino was not present. His lawyers stated that he was waiting outside of the jail for the ruling, so that if his plea was rejected, he could immediately start serving his sentence. And with that, 5 years and 4 months after the disaster, he was finally in a cell.
Took them 5 years to put him away.
Will not be making any comment. Oh, that hurt.
The salvage operation was enormous. It took over 2 years and cost an estimated $1.2 billion. Beginning in early
Oh my
2012,
God.
they first spent 2 months pumping fuel from the ship's tanks. At the same time, they had to pump seawater in so that the balance wasn't affected and the ship didn't slide around. In early 2013, a platform was built under the ship to prevent it from falling further. Sponsons
Oh,
were then attached
smart.
to the sides of the ship and cables attached to the underwater platform.
I was wondering how they were going to get it
Dragged into water
upright
and
without it
opened up
just
to
like
allow
going
the
to the
ocean
bottom.
to fill 'em. The ship could then roll over properly. By late 2013, the ship was upright once more. The sponsons were then attached to the side of the ship to help keep it balanced. It now rested partially above
Hey, thank you for
water,
hanging out,
and
Gun.
crews could walk around safely.
Love
By
having you
July
here.
2014,
Have
the
a great
water was removed
rest of
from
your
the
day.
sponsons, and compressed air was pumped in to lift the ship. And she was ready to cruise again. This time to a port in Genoa. It was a 4-day towing journey to the docks where a 2-year process of dismantling and recycling would begin. That same weekend of the towing, Scatino was busy. He was the guest of honor at a white party on an island in the Bay of Naples. He appeared on the front page of a local newspaper, flanked by 2 of Italy's most eligible bachelorettes.
Man, what a journey.
Anyway, so these are the things that I remember from the Costa Concordia. That sweet maiden of the sea. And as for you, little fella, well, it's time to return you from whence you came.
God. The editing is golden.
6 quick things. 1. NordVPN, good product, check them out. Number 2, there's a new video on the second channel. You probably didn't see it because it was temporarily restricted. Now it's not. Enjoy. 3, if you've never seen the second channel before, give it a go. It's a different type of content, but we put a lot of production into it. It's not just offcuts. 4, there are a couple of secret channels as well, but I ain't telling you where they are. 5, no more 45-minute videos on the main channel. Back to 10 to 15 minutes and more of them. 6, there's a Q&A coming out next week on Incognito.
I don't know. This is a
It's got
long
ton
ass
of
video,
detail
but
that
I
you can
really
cut for the sake
enjoyed
of
it.
brevity and will no doubt feature a ton of corrections as well. That's it. Thank you.
Costa Q&A.
Spicy.
Yeah, that sounds it said it was another 45 minutes, so probably shouldn't. That was awesome. Jeez, fucking how? Oh yeah, I forgot I got this just chatting frame. We could use that. Yeah, there we go. But damn, man, what was it? They said it was $570 million to build the ship. It crashed. And then it was $1.7 billion to recover it. And they gave all of the passengers, they offered initially all of the passengers 11,000 euro a piece for settlement. That is insane. Like, you can just throw around nearly $2 billion on a oopsie and trying to pay people off with chump change. Ridiculous. Wow. Absolutely ridiculous. So, now what, guys? I got all this energy and I got all this willpower to play games, but I still gotta. I think I kind of want to give Eternal Return another try. It's been a few hours, so a couple hours anyway. So maybe maybe it'll have more people good to go on it. It's like it's very, very anime. Very, very, very anime. Which isn't bad. It's just, it's pretty intensely anime, but it's a really good game. I'm really enjoying it. When I can actually get around going. Let's see here. Okay, I think the game needs a second to load up. Yeah, give me a second. I'm not an epic gamer, but I am a weeb. Well, dang, you know, this'll help everybody out. Whether ye be a weeb or a gamer, we've got content for you. Maybe. It's so weird. It's not a capture full screen application. No. Oh, there it goes. Got it. Got him. Cool. Lunar Child? What are you... Why aren't you in my stream right now? Oh yeah, we need some music. I'm not a big fan of the music in the game. But it's probably a bit more appropriate than what I was playing before, so let's crank it back up. Yeah, the background music, because we were stuck on waiting for games so long, it was like it kind of just plays this sort of thing on repeat over and over and over again. And I wasn't really feeling it. Oh yeah, I should probably change games on Twitch, right? Anyone who has Twitch Gaming, there is, it looks like a new Genshin Impact bundle code just dropped. It looks like there's some Destiny 2 drops, RuneScape drops, League of Legends. So make sure you guys, you know, if you got your Twitch Prime, your Prime Gaming, you know, 3 new items hit today. Don't forget to look into those. You know, sometimes I forget about those, so kind of passing it on, you know. Stream Manager. What are we playing? Eternal something. I'm very new to this game, so the game has such a good it's so interesting, like the way that they kind of the way they have it set up. It's Eternal Return, right? That and kind of like to put the first playthrough tag on there so people know that like if someone's looking to watch someone who's like competitive at a game or something, I don't want them ending up in my channel. Yeah, getting into a game, that was the shit I was dealing with earlier. It's just not enough people playing this game, I guess. In the US anyway. Not at my skill level, so there's not enough noobs on here. Yeah, see, I've only played 10 games. It's just hard to get into a game. I was doing EU for a while. You know, if you don't mind the kind of getting your latency pooped on. This is how they get you to buy stuff. You sit around, you stare for long enough, you're like, I'm just gonna buy something. I really like that skin for the guitar girl, Heart. Her Christmas skin. Wait. Shit. So, listen, she'll play like a little bit.
Love and peace.
That's like her normal shtick, right? Little long strum a little bit.
Love and peace.
Right? And then this one is completely different. I love that they did that. When I was checking out the skin, I was like, I definitely wasn't expecting them to do that. It's really cool. I like that they changed the sound of like her skills and stuff to match like it being a holiday skin. Just a neat detail.
Ready.
I haven't looked at this character. Rosie, something like that. Interesting. Let's do it. Okay. I've been really enjoying playing this guy. And it seems like not a lot of people pick him.
This is what my fists are for.
I want this skin really bad. I like it a lot. Okay, let's go with not my ridiculous one. Let's go with this one. I like this build a lot. Ooh, got a lot of people starting over here though. Yeah, I'm gonna start at the hospital. Too many people starting at the archery range. I don't like being around a lot of people when I start. These two builds are... Nah. Fuck it. I'll start around them. I like this build a lot more because of this weapon. It's just a lot more attack. I feel better. I feel it more. I don't need to have a reason. I don't got to explain myself to you people. I've been up too long. If you're watching the stream and you like Minecraft, make sure you join our Discord server. We do have a lot of Minecraft plans for the next 3 months. January, February, March, we're going to have bunch of competitions. We got a couple worlds, so probably have like 3 worlds set up on one server. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna have a kind of a classic survival mode on there. I mean, I don't like being around people in general. I feel ya. Yeah, exactly. Get away from me. I feel weird not having my stream deck active. I forgot to turn it on. And then I didn't really find a good window to mess with it. There we go.
2,000 years later.
Nice. Real nice.
The experiment will now begin. Satellite radar activated.
I always want to left click.
You can never find the materials you really need.
Damn. Papa needs a brand new pair of shoes. Let's go.
Better not be empty.
Getting a little risky, but it paid off. Usually I don't like to get this close to the next area until I have all my items.
Why do they keep flying at me?
Need 2 leathers. Go ahead and grab these sticks.
Useful inside? Check it. I can make this
Get
with
some
my eyes
boots.
closed. Still, it looks pretty useful.
I like getting these boots going at first because it, you know, it ups your general movement speed.
It must be a pretty solid item.
Got all that. We're good to go there. This is going pretty good. What are we? We're 1 minute 20 seconds in. I like to get through my second zone
At this point,
in by like minute 2, minute 2.5. Has been my goals recently. I do have a mission to make garlic bread, so that's gonna be like my random bullshit thing that I'm gonna do.
Better not be empty.
I like that no one's fighting me. I hate it at the start of the game, people fighting, because there's no real reason for it, really.
Better than nothing.
Okay, we're looking good. 3 is pretty far away. 3's at the hotel.
You think you can dodge me?
Not gonna deal with them yet. Really just going for items, you know.
I'd rather walk, but I guess I don't have a choice. Do the doors even close all the way?
Now, usually this place causes me problems, and it looks like it's not going to this time, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, that's great. Just really want to get my weapon. I feel weird not having my weapon upgraded.
This was harder to
Here we go, come on. In a perfect world, I'd be able to get my weapon upgraded before anything else, but
This is a hotel. I doubt
that's
anyone
this build does not allow for that.
A new area
Fuck
has
off.
been restricted.
Chasing me?
I can make stuff like this pretty quickly.
Are we done here? Shit, we were done here. I didn't even notice.
Even close all the way?
Let's go. Watch yourself.
Oh, does it look like it will hurt? Because it will.
definitely know what she doing. Guess we'll just run to the next area.
You up.
Watch yourself.
She's gonna do that stupid jump thing on me.
You up.
Let's go. I can take it. No problem.
I think I can rest for a bit.
Ooh, that was close. Well, I fucked around and I found out. Whoop. Oof. I don't like to get out of order here, but maybe we can just go there.
Is this what my teacher called nature therapy?
Now I'm behind. Now I'm very behind.
I remember making sandcastles.
Super behind now.
Did the people living here escape with their families? I'd rather walk, but I guess I don't have a choice. Is this water drinkable? Huh. Better than nothing.
There we go. Get that sheath done. It's a big boost of power right there.
Oh, this was tough to make.
This is it. Bang!
Better not be empty.
Well, wasting the ulti sucked, but what are you gonna do, right?
A new area has been restricted.
Really neat. I gotta watch my step. I might fall into the pond at night.
Damn, I just need a ribbon.
Oh, I can make better gear like this too. This was harder.
A subject has been terminated.
You never find the materials you really need.
Come on, just need a ribbon. All right, where else can I go a ribbon? Uptown.
Is this water drinkable?
Watch yourself.
My kingdom for a ribbon. Oh boy.
You never find the materials you really need.
I don't know what to do about it. I think after this, I mean, I've never had this problem before where I just can't find the item I need.
So much
I gotta watch
fun.
my step.
You are.
Pond at night.
Attack.
Bad fate.
I don't see why they named it.
You are.
Let's go.
Oh, don't you?
Try to
It'll be
dodge.
easier for the both of us.
Watch yourself.
So much fun. Quickly.
A subject has been terminated.
Sorry to scare you. Faster.
Is this what my teacher called nature therapy?
Wait for her to do her jump.
Sorry to scare you.
All right, area 5. I guess the bow. I don't even know what I'm going to do about the bow.
A new area has been restricted. A subject has been terminated.
Ooh, who's there?
I'm out from hiding, you cowards.
Man, this person is dead set on getting me.
A subject has been terminated. 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 10 survivors remain.
So I need... What did I need that bow for? I need this bow. Okay, Uptown's the only place I can get it.
I don't know anything about train.
I'll hit a couple items just to, or spots to see if I can get an item, but I got 57 seconds to get in here and get a bow.
Did the people living here
Then it's not possible to finish my items. There is a teleporter in here though, so if I'm lucky I can hit the teleporter. Just need that bow. That's all I need, one item. I can't believe this. I've searched like every spot in like 2 different zones looking for one item and it's just doesn't exist. There it is. Okay.
I'd rather
Oh, don't be a dick.
Someone
Fine.
is consecutively eliminating survivors.
Huh?
A subject has been terminated. Someone is consecutively eliminating survivors. A subject has been terminated.
I'm fucked.
A subject has been terminated.
Damn.
A new area has been restricted.
Kind of hoping I
Someone
could
is
kill him by
consecutively
forcing him to stay
eliminating
in this area.
survivors. 5 survivors remain.
Let's see if he's dead right after me. Yeah, just let me go through the teleporter. We wouldn't have had a problem, but... Nope, looks like he still made it. There he is. I don't know if this update's live. Yeah, it didn't do so hot this game. I'm also just not that good at the game. There is that too. I wonder if it like expands on like how good people are that you're getting matched with over time or something. I don't know. Oh shit, today's Thursday. Ah! Okay, guys, I gotta take off. I forgot, we have a stream. I have a stream with Leonidas today at noon. I think noon or 2 p.m., something like that. Which means if I want to eat today, I gotta do it now. Sorry about that, guys. That's a little abrupt, but I just remembered I gotta get out of here so that way I can take care of some business so I can come back. So thank you guys for hanging out at the stream. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hopefully I'll have some better games and better content lined up. I think I'm going to jump pretty hard into Sea of Thieves, really figure that game out. I know a lot of people like it. I've been encouraged by many people to play it. So yeah, I'll be back somewhere between noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. Peace. Have a good one. Go get some food. Go hydrate. Self-care. Self-care. Really fucking important. Take care of yourself.